I'm delighted that David and Alison from the United Way team will be sharing those resources that we've spoke of. And again, United Way has been a huge partner of PNTC over the last decade. We really thank them for all of the effort and the great work they're doing within the Denver metro area and all their surrounding locations. So thank you guys so much for being here today. I'll turn it over for you to you, and really excited about hearing about any updates that can be helpful. So David and Alison.
Awesome. Well, hi, guys. Thank you so much for allowing us a chance to come in and say hello. We certainly do appreciate that. As we start getting our slide deck up, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm David Holland, and I manage our 211 Center. We take contacts from multiple medias, but that's what my role in here. Let me introduce our co-presenter.
Hi, I'm Alison McLean, and I am the resource supervisor here at 211 at Mile High United Way. And so my team really puts together all of the information of all of the resources we can find across the state and keep them up to date and ready to go for clients to access all of the resources they need.
Okay. You want to go ahead and take us on in there?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So a little bit of background. We weren't sure how familiar you all are with Mile High United Way's 211 Help Center. So just a little bit of background. We are a confidential and multilingual service that refers callers to health and human service resources. We help callers navigate the confusing maze of information and services. It can get pretty crazy trying to find the right services for people. We provide coordinated, accurate, and up-to-date information to our clients, and we're accessible through call, chat, email, and text. And then eventually one day when our building opens again, we'll take walk-ins once more, but that is temporarily unavailable. And so really today what we're really hoping to accomplish is to equip you all with information on the best way to search and deliver resources, and to share perspective on trends, the future direction of 211, what we're looking for in the future, and then to give some helpful tips and some ideas on the process of finding these resources for individuals. And then at the end, we'll offer some time to go through questions and hopefully be able to answer any questions that you all have. All right, so a little more into 211. We have over the years developed several partnerships with other organizations, and the goal in that was just to be able to offer specialized information and some additional services to our clients. We utilize the information that a client will provide to us to determine if there are additional resources that are available that can go beyond what the client initially asked for. So for example, if we have a client that calls in that is in need of food immediately, we will try to find that food pantry for them, but then we'll also check, hey, do you need a ride to be able to get to that food pantry? Do are you able to get there on your own? And if they do need that assistance to be able to get to the food pantry, we're able to coordinate a ride through Lyft for them and get them to the food pantry, get them a round trip ride so that they can get back. And then we'll also ask if they've applied for SNAP and if that might be a possibility for them as well, and coordinate that application. We've worked with Hunger Free Colorado to be able to apply with clients over the phone and get that submitted to get that process started for them. So that's one example. Right now, we've also partnered with an organization called Impact Charitable to be able to support another group of individuals that maybe have been left behind by the CARES Act and by the current unemployment options that are available, and that's called the Left Behind Workers Fund, where those individuals that don't have access to unemployment or did not receive a stimulus payment are able to access $1,000 in cash to go toward whatever need they have in the moment, which can include rent, utility, food, any of those pieces. And so that's just kind of to show a little bit more of how 211 is really working to go just beyond simply providing whatever information a client specifically calls to ask about, but that we can assess a situation and really meet a wide variety of needs as we talk to them. All right, so a little bit about our database. We have around 7,500 services in our database. So it's a pretty comprehensive set of resources that span across a wide variety of health and human services. Sorry, it looked like that got cut off our screen a little bit there. But the full array of health and human services. Not all organizations are actually eligible to be included in the database. We have a pretty comprehensive inclusion and exclusion set of criteria that we make sure all organizations align with before we enter them, and we also verify those services before we enter an agency and do that work to make sure that we're giving out reliable and accurate information. Once we've added an organization and their services to our database, we will assign all of those resources into specific categories. We use a total of 22 categories, and those range from rent payment assistance, food or meals, childcare, volunteer opportunities, mental health services, dental clinics, medical clinics, other kinds of health care. And so really, if a client is calling in for any kind of health or human service need, we have resources across all of those types of needs to be able to help that client. We maintain our resources as frequently as possible. We'll do that using a variety of methods. We do calls to agencies, or we'll reach out by email. We have several agencies that we have closer partnerships with, and they will reach out to us whenever they have any changes that they make. We hear from our clients pretty frequently if they've heard of anything and they want more information, so that way we can include that new updated information into our database. Some resources that we know that we are giving out the most frequently, we'll make sure that we schedule a time at least once a month to reach out to those agencies offering like rent or utility assistance to make sure that they still have funding available, and then we'll keep checking in to make sure that once it runs out that we have that information immediately and are able to stop our referrals to those programs that have run out of funding. At a very minimum, we will review all agency information that we have at least once a year. And with maintaining, over 7,000 services, it can be a little tricky to try and update and keep up to date more than that once a year. So, yeah, that's kind of the background on the database. So now we'll go ahead and go into our website, 211 Colorado. So I will see if I can get my link to work here. Maybe, maybe not. All right, so once you get to the website, there is a variety of different ways that you can search for resources. As you see, you can go ahead and start typing in there, but before we go into that, I wanted to show you this search by category feature. And if you click on that, you'll see all of our most common basic needs that people are calling in for. And when you click on that, it will provide a list of the most commonly requested pieces under those categories. So this is a great way for people that aren't sure exactly what they know a general idea of what they're looking for and what they need, but they don't know the best terms to search for that. And so this gives them that option of, okay, do I need a food pantry, or am I really looking more for information around SNAP and the food stamps program? Or do I really just want a couple of meals in the moment? And so when you click on these, it will take you through a guided search to find all of those resources that meet that term, and it'll show you all of them across the entire state. If you're looking for a specific area, all you have to do here is you can type in an address. If you don't want to put in your address, you can just type in your city or zip code. There is a feature where it can look up where you are and just tag that in automatically using geolocation if you have that turned on. So if I just put in, I want to know what's in Denver, I can add that in there. And here's my list. I have 63 services for congregate meals or nutrition sites. And I can scroll those and see what works best, you know, what eligibility pieces there are, make sure that, you know, I'm eligible for whichever service I'm looking for and that it meets my needs. I can also, if I don't want to use that guided search, I can go back to this main page and type in something more specific. I can use a keyword, such as if I was looking for, I know I needed food. I could just type in food, and then it'll give me a bunch of suggestions down below that I can select from as well. Otherwise, I can just type whatever that keyword is that I'm thinking of and hit search. If I go ahead and select that, sorry. All right, so now it's used my geolocation services to know that, okay, we're searching in Arvada. When I look for just food in general, I show 164 resources. Here they are coming up on my map, and it's sorting my list based on what is closest to me. And so that way I'm able to find, maybe if I don't have a vehicle and I need to be able to find a place that I can just walk to, I'm going to have those resources right at the top. All right. The next piece that I wanted to show you on our website is our COVID-19 resource page. I know that you all were interested more in what we have around COVID-19. So when I go to our COVID-19 page, I have different topics broken up into different tabs here. And so depending on what specific types of resources you're looking for, this can provide a lot of great information and resources in each of those categories. One of the things that we have recently added is a comprehensive list of COVID-19 testing sites, where we've partnered with Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment to be able to list all of those testing sites across the state. All right, so once I pull up my resources and I'm determining which ones I think are going to be the most valuable, I can do a couple of things from here. I can decide, hey, I want to print this resource out, or I want to share it with somebody else. And when I click to do that, I can either send it through an email, or I can even text it to myself so that I have that resource available later on. I can also just get a link to that resource that I can then copy and send out in a different method if I prefer to do it that way as well. All right, so not only can I just print and share a single resource, I can also create a list of resources for myself. And you'll see in this top right corner, there's the option of where you can sign up to have an account with the website. And that way you can save and store any lists that you create, and then you can go back to them, print them out at any time, send them whenever you like. You can keep them updated as you go. And so it's a really great way if you're finding you're consistently getting people calling for food pantries or right now, COVID-19 testing sites. You can just keep that list and just do a quick update every time you log in, and then have it to either print out, to email to people. It's available for you whenever you need it. All right. Going into what kind of information we have available for the resources, when I click to see more details, you can see that it offers a general description of what is being offered, who's eligible for that service, and then also its location, what languages are offered, phone number, and then its hours of operation as well. It also will provide, if available, a link to that testing or that resources website. And then it will also provide, hey, this agency also offers these additional services at these additional locations. So it kind of tries to give you a comprehensive view of the agency and its individual services that it offers. One thing that I did want to note is that you can search for resources both by clicking back on this and getting to our main page, clicking from here. You can also just continue to search once you're in that search page. You can modify your search up at the top, and that you don't have to come back to this main home page.